You gotta stand up, take a stand while you can and believe it. Stand up high enough to redeem that child deep inside that won't be denied. Stand up high enough to touch what you dream. Touch what you dream. Oh yeah, yeah. Touch what you dream. Thank you, Kath.
Boy, I miss Carol Lee at a time like this.
I don't know why we hired a cast. We could do it.
Open and close the same day,
Yeah, right,
baby.
yeah.
Here's the problem. David Pomeranz has 4 octaves, and I have 4 notes. David Friedman can sing it a lot, but you know, obviously we are not the ones on stage.
Yes.
Thank God, as we've just proven. This, I think, was the first song written for the show that's actually in it. David Friedman and I had written, you and I, David, had written a couple of things that were in the show originally and now are gone, but this is the oldest song in the show.
Stand Up is the opening number. And
the finale.
And the closing number. And basically is the crux of what Amy's life is about. Because whatever she encounters during the course of the evening, during the course of her life, the very basic message is, whatever that is, people try to suppress you, they try to slap you down, and you just pop up and you carry on with what you believe in.
She had a few things I don't know that I would have ever been able to stand up with in the course of her life. She had one of the most fascinating lives of anybody I've ever read of in history. And some of the things that, I mean, I can't imagine what it's like to be a 19-year-old 7-month pregnant girl during the Boxer Revolution in China, and suddenly my husband dies 2 months after you get there. And that's within the first 10 minutes of the show. She loses the love of her life, and in many ways spent the rest of her life trying to find what she had lost, as many of us do. I think what I love so much about Amy's story is it's such a human story. People often put people of faith, whatever faith they are, up on some sort of a pedestal and hold them up to a standard that nobody can live up to. And Amy, thank goodness for all of us, fell off that pedestal a lot, because she, as brilliant as she was and as gifted as she was deeply flawed and human. And that's what we all love about her, is that, you know, we show her humanity and her vulnerabilities and her weaknesses and warts.
Also, it's an interesting thing to get inside a character. The things that Amy did that we think positively of, the things that Amy did that we might judge, we go inside of her and through the music also try to express what was going on in that person, because invariably those things are going on in us and we're judged in the same way, and this way we can.
Absolutely.
There's a song, her I Want song is a song that the audience really, really responds to, because our story basically starts out with Amy as a 17-year-old atheist teenager in a very repressive, militaristic, legalistic home in Canada. And so the first song Amy sings that tells us what she's all about is a song called Why Can't I? And it could be ripped from today's headlines, a 17-year-old girl who wants to get away from that. We all want to be free. Maybe we could do a little bit of that. You sing this in Mr. Four Octaves.
This is way up here.
Yeah.
Here we go. This is in Carol Lee's key, okay?
Okay.
Life was made for dancing under a moonlit starry sky. If other girls go dancing, then damn it, why can't I? Why do I keep
Why
living
must I be living
under their narrow-minded roof? If there really is a God, keep going. Why can't they show me proof? Why can't I?
Okay, yeah.
That's the idea.
Yeah, she wants out. As her fame grew bigger and bigger and bigger, she got seduced by the very world she went out to save. And she was scandalous in the sense that she went where no lady would ever go. She went into the bars and the brothels and the wrestling rinks and the movie houses and got dirty trying to love people. And so we could probably do a little piece of, you want to switch, guys?
Sure, yeah.
Do a little piece of, she goes into a brothel in Kansas City, Missouri. Let me get that wrong. And she meets a group of hookers there, and she meets a grizzled, very funny African-American madam named Mama Joe. And she goes, a girl's gotta do what a girl's gotta do till a girl don't gotta do it no more. A girl's gotta be what a girl's gotta be, so a girl might as well be a wife. A girl's gotta go where a girl's gotta go. luck. And the best way to earn enough money to burn is for that girl to learn how to. What the hell? Each day is different, each guy is unique. The job takes a lot of technique, so to speak. So we use all our assets, our looks, our allure. Say thanks for coming and show them the door. You get the idea.
The thing about Amy is that she was the real thing. In other words, she wasn't just, it wasn't, this is my take on her. She was a healer. She healed people.
There's thousands of documented
For real.
healings.
For real. She was gifted in this way. Don't know why. God spoke through her. God gave her the gift. And then anything that anyone would run into, you know, you've got this incredible, like an albatross, this ability, they have to give it.
Yeah.
There is no choice.
Yeah.
And then they run into the regular day-to-day human foible problems that they have. Oh my God, I wish I had a husband. Why can't I live a normal life?
I'm so lonely.
I'm so
many,
lonely.
many people at the very top echelon of the world. You could pull this story out of the newspapers today. Are some of the loneliest people, the most successful, are some of the loneliest people you'll ever meet. True. And there is a song, David, which leads well to the very end of our first act. No, I think it is you. Oh. And where she basically says what David P. is saying. I didn't choose this journey I'm on. This journey was chosen for me. I didn't ask for this task I've been given, and I'd give it up gratefully. If I could, I would, but. And then she talks about all the hurting people she can't. She knows she has a gift, and I can never sing any of that in any of that key.
Let's get all of the broken.
That's too low.
All of the broken dreams.
Coming down the aisles in steady streams, with all of their broken hearts and all of their broken limbs, clinging to miracles, singing their hymns. These are the hapless, helpless people. And then it goes on. And she says, for such a time as this. And it ends with, she's in Hollywood. And then we open the show with a bunch of reporters, and we show how she became the first tabloid queen with the Hearst, William Randolph Hearst right, which you know, Hearst tabloid journalism, and she kept 6 newspapers going a day in Los Angeles. She was that huge.
The story has not changed. We don't have different problems because some very cynical critic once criticized my writing and said, David Friedman thinks loneliness is the biggest problem humans have, and I thought, I do, you know, and so we're really talking, I mean, I think the point to make, as I said before, is this is a story about all of us. It may be set in a religious setting, but it is not religious in the least, and it's a story about people trying to be successful, trying to use their talents, meeting the world, and most of all, meeting their own inner demons, and how we you know, it's a story of redemption, but redemption at great price.
At great price. One of the songs she sings at the end is when she realizes it goes basically, what does it profit a man? But which is, you know, we all know that saying, what does it profit a man if he gain the whole world and lose his very soul? What does it profit a woman? What does it profit anyone? What did it profit me? And then she realizes that it was a love story. You know, this way, this kind of love story. That's the wrong key for me. We were once as close as the stars are to the sky, you and I. But I let go of your hand here in this unholy land. I was splashed across the headlines, feted, praised, and flattered. I gained the whole world, but I lost everything that mattered. And then she realizes, and ultimately, there's something that happens that reminds her of her calling. She gets a visit from somebody that reminds her of how she started out on the path. And she sings a song called I Have a Fire, that I have a fire, it burns deep within, whether I am inspired or mired in sin. I have a dream, it burns in my heart, it taught me to soar, but it tore me apart. I have a love seared in my soul, and though I am weak and I lose all control, you have to take it. In the end, it will all
hits a note that is
I
out of this world.
Yeah, that's right.
Carol Lee
The place goes
Carmelo
crazy.
is,
She's
Carol Lee's,
brilliant.
Carol Lee's performance is beyond belief.
It's
The
very
comment everyone makes is she's going to do that 8 times a week, and every time she does it, she gets stronger. She is a miracle.
And you know, she does that full out like that when she rehearses.
Yeah.
Which is the most incredible thing. She is the consummate professional. Yeah, we're at the Alvin Theater, which is the Neil Simon, which was the Alvin, which is where they premiered Porgy and Bess in 1935. That's all I needed to know. And I'm from Long Island, so I know David is from here, and my parents would take me to see Broadway shows when I was a little boy. I saw the original Bye Bye Birdie and the original Hello Dolly, and so it's literally a dream come true for me.
It is a deep, deep joy and pleasure. It's not, I really, every moment am aware of the big piece of grace that this is, the gift that this is, and so I enjoy it when we're fighting, when we can't figure out what to do, when things are going beautifully, I just kind of, say, poor me. I have to be on Broadway every night, we have to write things, we have to look at our show. It's a joy, it's a gift, and I'm not even like, oh my God, I hope it's good. This is the good part. We are here and we are doing this and we get to do this and we get to collaborate and we get to love each other, and it's a joyous collaborative experience.
Nobody writes a show so nobody will see it.
Yeah.
Nobody records a CD so no one will listen to it, and nobody certainly writes a book that no one will read. But I don't think any of us thought 12 years ago that, first of all, that it would take 12 years. And I don't know, I think you always, wouldn't it be wonderful someday if it got to Broadway? But it seems so elusive at the time, And it's the people that actually get to Broadway are the people that just never give up.
Yeah.
Honestly, there are probably
That's
so
really
many
true.
great
Yeah.
shows out there that they just gave up because it's so hard,
Yeah.
and it's so expensive. And I'm just so personally grateful to my guys who've stuck with me through this whole thing and taught me so much. For all of us, we speak for everybody in our company. Our great reward is when you're sitting in an audience and people are flying in from all over the country to be at this. Not only this extraordinary performance by Carol Lee and so many of the rest of our cast, but this extraordinary woman of history's story who deserves to have her story told. And it's thrilling. It's thrilling. I promised her son and I promised her daughter that I would never give up on this. They've since passed away, but I'm hoping they've got a really good balcony seat. And Amy's grandchildren and great-grandchildren will be here at opening night. We want everything to be successful on Broadway. We want this business to thrive. It's the greatest real estate in the world, right here on the Great White Way. But we have to make room for new stories. Jukebox musicals make people happy, wonderful. Revivals, nostalgia, wonderful. But we've got to support new works and new stories on Broadway where people will stop writing them. And that would be nothing but a shame.
Follow me, all the way to destiny. Follow me, on to victory. Just round the corner, not very far,
He's waiting for you, doesn't care who you are. Follow me now before it's too late. Here's the moment, don't hesitate, don't hesitate, don't hesitate.
follow me,
Follow me.
all the way to destiny. Follow me,
Follow